So I've went ahead and I've escaped family duties for a few minutes, and I'm going to take advantage of some of my shower time to talk to you guys and give you guys a brief Christmas Slate 101 NBA DFS 101 video. There's no visual to this because I'm in the bathroom and I'm in shower mode. I'm not going to let you guys see me. That's not happening. But you guys are coming here probably from NFL, season winding down, NHL, season's taking a break, or whatever the case. You just got some extra money from your Christmas bonus, you want to play DFS, whatever the case. Bottom line is you need to know where to start in NBA DFS. NBA DFS is like no other sport because the lineups come out so damn late and the scratches are so many, and the twists and the turns and the news cycle is so frequent and so close to the lock time. So you have to monitor the news all the way up until your lineup's locked. Otherwise, you could wind up losing everything you put in. That's really step one. That's really DFS NBA 101. Is watching that news. If your slate starts at 7 o'clock, from 6:20 to 6:58 is prime crunch time. You need to be on Twitter, in the chat room, looking at news, looking at whatever, because at any given time, someone can get benched, someone could come up with a lame injury, someone can get a spot start, whatever the case. You need to be on that so you know where to adjust your lineups. That's step one. Especially when typically there's no late swap. That's huge. Before, it was late swap, so you could kind of play with it. But now it's no late swap, so you have to be careful and you have to watch the news. Step two, basically you want to figure out what type of lineups you want to enter. What type of contests you want to enter. Thus, what kind of lineups you need to construct. If you play DFS, period, then you should know the difference between cash and GPP. Cash, you want to build safe lineups so that you can be better than half of the field, so you can get a profit, usually a smaller profit than if you hit a big tournament. If you're playing a big tournament, it doesn't matter if you're better than half the field. You have to be better than just about the whole field. You literally have to be in the top 1% of the top 1%. You have to have an elite lineup in order to take down a tournament. So there's two different lineups. For the first two videos, I'm going to be focusing on cash lineups because that's what I focus on. I play cash games. I set up a bunch of head-to-heads and I let people take them. And my goal is to have a lineup that can beat more of my opponents than lose to them. That means I profit. So that's the gist of when you're playing NBA DFS in cash, is you want to have a safe lineup that can beat more people than they'll lose to. You essentially want to let your opponents make the mistake and you capitalize on that by winning with your safe lineup. What do I mean by safe? You're never ever going to be able to guarantee production or guarantee a set number of points, because if we could guarantee and we could accurately predict what a player will score, then this won't be a competitive industry and everyone will be tied for first place. But we can use the tools that we have, the research that we have, the knowledge that we have, and the history that we can look at to make a determination of the likelihood of a player getting the points that we need to plug them in our lineup. Game logs are a good indicator of this because you can see what type of production they have, what type of stats do they get, how many shots they take, things like that. But don't solely rely on game logs to build your lineups, because you have to understand the things behind each game. It may be an instance where a player plays 25 minutes when he usually plays 35 minutes. Thus, his fantasy score suffered, where it looks like a bad game, but that might have been a blowout game where he got benched at the end. So use the game logs to your advantage, but you have to understand what's behind each game in the game logs. I think I just kind of blended that into step 3, is use your history to predict your future. You also want to go by a rule of 5x. I don't want to plug in any cash game player that I don't think can conceivably get 5 times his value. For those of you that don't know what 5 times value means, is you're essentially looking for whatever his salary is times 5 is how many points you want him to score in your fantasy lineup.